How do you find your real purpose in life? Someone has asked this question on the community and they given a little bit of context, which I'm gonna read right now. 21 years old and I still feel lost of the time, stuck in college and aimless in life. I can't say how much I envy those who figured it all out before my age. I've wasted my whole life doing anything without a goal or a purpose. I cannot afford to waste another year again. Added context, I started earlier that I can't afford to waste another year again because I was born in a lower class environment. So when I said that, I meant that I can't afford to aimlessly burn money, time, and energy. This is a very common question, and it's a very big and absolute question at the same time. How do you find your purpose, your real purpose actually in life? Look, man, this is one of the most complex definitions that I've ever actually studied. If you just Google purpose, you'll find literally that the English meaning of a purpose is a goal or an aim. But actually, what people mean with purpose nowadays is much deeper and has much more context than just that. If you want to go deep down the rabbit hole and research really what purpose is, you'll find out that there are maybe like 140 different ways how to look at purpose. But I will try to summarize it for you so you have an idea and you have a background information about what a purpose is in the first place. And then from there, we'll be able actually to have the right logic so you can define the things that you care about. In every single religion in the world, there is some type of definition of purpose. To give you a couple of examples, when it comes to Christianity, you want to serve God by loving others and follow Christ's example. When it comes to Islam, for example, you want to worship and serve Allah, which is God. Live righteously and contribute to humanity. Then we can dig down into Buddhism, for example, which is, and the core idea of purpose in Buddhism is escape suffering by following the eightfold path and achieving enlightenment. Let's go a little bit more ancient. Stoicism. The purpose in Stoicism is living with virtue, meaning wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, and you want to live also in line with nature and reason. There's existentialism, humanism, nihilism, and so on. There are so many definitions of purpose. So keep that in mind while thinking about it. When it comes to psychology, we got Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which will actually describe for you that self-actualization is one of the definitions of purpose, in the sense of you want to fulfill actually your potential and express your true self. So it literally your whole life is a journey of trying to express your real self, trying to create yourself, trying actually to achieve so you can live this version of yourself. So from these different definitions, there is, which if you would sit down and try to dig down into each one of those, it will take you years. So I want to share with you why in the first place, if you're here to the end of this video, your life will be changed. And all of the purpose questions that you might have will be also answered. Why I'm pretty sure about that? Because I'm so qualified on that. I've spent one whole year of my life where I'm doing nothing but going through religion, through different religion books, studying them. The whole year of 2021 and half of 2022, the main purpose of me was literally searching for the meaning of the word purpose. And I really dig down the whole rabbit hole of watching lectures, reading books, studying the whole topic. I went through philosophies like the Aristotelic philosophy and Platonic philosophies from the ancient time. And I figured out that also with logic, there is some type of purpose. I've worked with 150 plus clients, which are mainly entrepreneurs, have very successful businesses, and trying also to be aligned with their purpose. What I can tell you for sure that this equation is very hard to crack. People take their whole lives to try to figure out what purpose is for them and what the right purpose for them is. Some people call it the life task, similar to Robert Greene in the 48 Laws of Power or the Mastery book. Other people call it the one thing, similar to Gary Keller in his book, The One Thing. And some people try to nail it down with different needs that you want to actually fulfill to feel the purpose. So from that angle, it's really hard actually to nail down what really purpose means. And the harder equation is to discover what your purpose is. So usually what we want to start when we talk about purpose, we want to start with logic. Because all of us as human beings, we have a differentiator between us and other creators or other species like animals, which is our brain, our consciousness, our awareness. So we want to always start with the consciousness. When we start with the consciousness, the first thing that pops up actually, which is really smooth to solve, is to figure out what's not your purpose. You want to look at your 24 hours and discover what are the things that feel more purposeful and what are the things that don't feel that purposeful. And why is that? You want to make a list of the things which are not that purposeful for you, which make you feel purposeless. When you have this list, and probably it's going to be a bunch of distractions, a bunch of bad habits, things that you feel guilty after doing them, things that make you feel angry, things that make you feel and get emotions which are low vibrating. After having this list, which is one pillar of how to discover your purpose in life, is the second thing you want to do. You want to sit down and try to define your anti-vision, which means how do you don't want to end. So when you look at yourself 10 years from now, do you want to be in shape or fat? Do you want to be a person of faith, respectful, or full of ego, arrogant and idiot? Do you want to be knowledgeable or arrogant? Now what you want to do is, with logic, probably you don't want to end up being fat and obese. You probably don't want to end up being ignorant. So after defining the anti-vision, now you have an idea about literally the things that you don't want to end up like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, etc. Now what you want to do is you want to reverse this list and try to come up with approximate vision board or approximate vision list, meaning like what are the things that you want to be like 5 years from now, right? It might not be specific, it might be very general, like I want to be financially successful. What does that mean, right? That's vague, but that's fine for now. And you might also say something that I want to get a house, I want to get a car, I want to have a woman beside me, I want to have a family, I want to retire my parents. You might have and come up with all of these things, amazing things that you want to do. You might still not really know what your life task is, which is the career path, the thing that you want to actually leverage and use and focus on and put your whole energy into, that will give you actually things out. But what I want to tell you for sure is that it's a hard equation to crack that thing. But what you want to do is, by having the vision and having the goals, you want to now like choose the vehicle, which is number 4. So point number 4 and method number 4 is that you want to choose a vehicle that will take you from the current situation that you're in to the future situation that you're aiming for. This vehicle, like imagine you choosing different vehicles. Like you want to go like to the place where you're choosing different cars, and you might pick a BMW, you might pick a Mercedes, a Ferrari, right? It's up to you. Maybe you can afford this and not that. So what you want to start with usually when you're starting out is you want to make sure to start something, because doing nothing will not give you the experience and the feedback loop that will give you actually a sign if this is the right thing or not. So what you want to do, you want to have extensive period of trying different things. And what do I mean with trying is doing, not just thinking about it, doing things. And probably you want to try to go for uncomfortable things. So the more you go out of the comfort zone, the more the reality reveals to you. Because you might think that your purpose is literally getting a job. You might take the job, and then the purpose layer will unleash the next one. The next purpose layer will unleash. You want to imagine it as an onion. So you might think that a certain thing is actually your purpose, but when you actually do it and achieve it, you will find out that it might be empty, and then emptiness is there. And then you ask yourself again, like, what's the purpose? What's my purpose? And that's where you want to go and tackle the next thing. And there is always a period of emptiness between two purpose layers, but usually in this period you want to go out, do some activities, go hiking, feel it, embrace this feeling, because this is blessed. The fact that you are feeling that, the fact that you are on your path and you kind of achieved something, that's a sign of growth. If you are stuck always in the same place, that's a sign that you are not growing enough. So the fact that you've asked this question shows that you are willing to grow and you are searching for the purpose. A lot of people don't even think about the topic of purpose and just live purposeless and just like go through emotions, and that's it. So the fact that you are using your consciousness and awareness to search for your purpose is a big thing. But instead of getting into loops and overthinking and you want to get into action and have a period of your life, it might be 1 year up to 5 years, 6 years, where you just want to go through different things. And the trick there, the methodology is that while doing these different things, let's say you start working as a waiter, you'll figure out that you like certain areas of that, but you don't like different areas of it. So you like, for example, to get tips, but you don't enjoy that much being there and sometimes humiliated by assholes telling you that you better get them a glass of water right now. Also, it may be in the routine itself. So when you start working as a waiter, you'll notice that waking up and the routine is something positive about it because it's bringing discipline into your life and it's making you a person that you want to be. But at the same time, being surrounded by the people who are kind of closed-minded and trapped and they see nothing but the 9 to 5 might shrink your potential. So you might see advantages and disadvantages of that, and that's a sign usual that, all right, now what about us finding something that's a little bit better, maybe paid a little bit better, maybe something where you can feel a little bit more aligned. And while doing all of this, as I've mentioned, you want to keep a journal, which takes us to number 5. Tip number 5 is you want to always journal about your feelings, emotions, how do you feel about certain things, and you want to always, on daily basis, every single day, every single night, you want to have a journal beside your bed and write about it. Write about how you feel about things. What do you love? What do you hate? And make sure to be relative, not absolute. Meaning, with your thinking, don't say that I hate everything. No, you don't hate probably everything. There are certain aspects of what you're doing that you like. So how can we increase those? And there are certain aspects of what you are doing that you don't enjoy. Is there a way that we can shrink those, can decrease those, right? And the more you work with this framework, knowing that you can also change vehicles, meaning you can go from a waiter to selling things in your garage, and you might start selling first computers. It might not work, or you might not enjoy repairing computers, and then you start selling juices, but then you don't enjoy that too because it's a lot of physical work. So you might scale that maybe like to 5K, 6K per month, and then figure out that, all right, now since I've scaled this to 5, 6K per month, I want to help other people who has this dream and this purpose, or want and desire to actually open a store, like a garage at their home, where they are selling their stuff. I want to help them actually to scale it to 5, 6K. And now you are being a consultant and you might enjoy that. And after that, you might figure out that, you know what, I don't enjoy just this. I want to do something else. I want to travel the world. You might take a couple of years, travel the world and see if that's something. You might help people to see different cultures, different traditions. There are so many ways how you can make money, and it's up to you and up also to the conditions that you are in, what to choose. So enjoy the journey, accept that it's a journey, accept that it's fine to be behind, and it's fine to be not on the level of different person, because a different person might just be ignoring their emotions and going all in on one thing, and they might have more success. Now, if that's what you want, if what you want to optimize for is the biggest financial wins as soon as possible, you might choose something, stick to it, till you cannot do it anymore psychologically. Because every single entrepreneur that I've worked with, somewhere on the road, when they reach a level, they cannot do this anymore. So that's where they decide to sell the business to someone else who can grow it because they have actually the character traits and they love this type of business. Or they might jump into a new thing or start a new thing, which might be business-wise not the best idea, but it's not just about the business. We're talking about purpose right there. So with all of this said, what I'm hoping to achieve for you is the 5 pillars that you want to go through whenever you have the question, what's my purpose? First of all, understand that it's a very, very, very hard topic to tweak, to achieve, and it's a journey rather than just like a one-time thing that you sit down one time and then you figure out your purpose. It doesn't work like that. It's a journey. It's years and years of different types of things that you want to do. Understand that first. Second, you want to create an anti-vision, meaning like what are the things that you don't enjoy? You don't want to end up like 5 years down the line. Number 3, you want to reverse those and write a vision list. What are the things that you want actually to be 5 years down the line? Even if they are vague, write them down. Specificity will come through the 4th point, which is you want to try, get feedback, analyze it through journaling, and improve, right? which actually is the opposite. Number 4 is take action, and number 5 is journal, reflect, and change the vehicle whenever you feel that you've kind of saturated the vehicle that you're using right now. With that, you will reach a better level, and you will look 5 years down the line, you look backward, you will be so proud about the journey, and you will feel more fulfilled. And the fact that you are feeling more fulfilled is a sign that you are going on the right path. And guess what? 5 years down the line, you might feel also purposeless again, and you will discover that there is something missing. And that's where you want to go the next journey. It might also take another 5 years, but the good thing is that if you follow these five rules, 5 years down the line, you'll be in a much better place, and you'll have the resources that will allow you as a human being to think more about purpose, to do more things that will allow you to see like what's your purpose in life. And you might have big chunks of your life where you feel so fulfilled and so purposeful, and you feel that you really found your purpose for a certain period of time. And then it might fade away because you need to refresh it with a new layer. Because purpose, you want to think about it as an onion, and whenever one layer is removed, there is another layer under it, and it might keep going the whole life. And that's the beauty of life. The beauty of life is that it's an endless game. So it's your decision how many layers of the onion you reveal. Drop a comment if you have any questions, and see you in the next one.